Hello to all. The information we're about to read to you is taken from www.exposingchristianity.com. Christianity, Communism, the Jews, and the Bible. In exposing the Holy Bible as the book of Jewish witchcraft, always remember the Jews are extremely clever and they take control of both sides, both opposing sides, which they pretend to be fighting each other, but underneath it all, they are working for their agenda of world enslavement. Just as many ancient churches, particularly the Vatican, pretended to be against the fighting communism, unbeknownst to the populace, they are working for communism. The Nazarene taught nothing but communism. His sermons and even his life, quite like Karl Marx himself, lazy, and lived off of the charity of others like a parasite. The USSR made a show of persecuting a number of Jews. They screamed the loudest when millions of innocent Gentiles were tortured to death, but this Jewish persecution is only for show, and they do not care if they have to sacrifice some of their own to reach their goal of world enslavement and domination. For example, Joseph Stalin, real name Joseph Dugashvili, the meaning of the Georgian surname Dugashvili is son of a Jew, claimed to be anti-Semitic, but given his second wife was also Jewish, as were his children, and his communist heroes such as Vladimir Lenin and the other scum he was directly involved with, any idiot can see through these lies, which again are there only to fool the masses. Nearly all of the entire communist leadership and KGB were Jews and or married to Jews and lived extremely well, while the working classes were brutalized beyond the imagination. This did not just include the USSR, but all other communist countries as well. Prior to the fall of the Iron Curtain, the USSR would also publicly support any country that was against Israel, pretending to be enemies with Israel, which beneath it all is not the case, as both work together for the same agenda. Know this and be on to their tactics. Never let them fool you. As I have stated before and will again, just how can Christianity really be at odds with the Jews when every single page of that stinking Bible has the word Jew, Jews, Israel, and other kosher crap on it, and above all, the Nazarene is Jewish from birth to death. Given the spiritual energies put into Christianity by the ignorant followers for centuries, the Jews have an endless supply to do as they please with. This is their bulwark and their root. This is why the Bible is so full of number-specific verses, which vibrated in Hebrew are their mantras. And given the Bible is planted in nearly every home in the world, Christianity is relentlessly pushed and coerced onto people. Love Jesus or burn for eternity. The Bible acts as subliminal medium, a receiver for their workings. Bible verses are memorized by many Christians. What this does not further is it creates a very powerful link in the minds of many of which the Jews work their curses and their spells for attracting copious amounts of wealth. Even their Bible states regarding the Jews, "You shall prosper. You pay and sacrifice for this." The Holy Bible serves as a link, as I mentioned in the above, for their subliminal workings. This does not different from having a Bible in your home. This creates a subliminal tie-in. I do not know since my last article, The Holy Bible, a book of Jewish witchcraft. I was very aware of the magnitude of this article, and given it hits their most sensitive secrets, root, and their total bulwark through Satan, we have exposed them. Satan has protected me. If he hadn't myself along with others who are working very hard would already be dead. We are working for a higher purpose, for a better world through Satan. We have identified and exposed the problems. Jewish power structure works relentlessly to destroy our civil rights and freedoms so that they can enslave us all. Jewish greed knows no bounds. Few Americans here know just how brutal life is and has been in many other countries. The Jews are working very hard to change this. In the early 1990s, after the fall of the USSR, many cohort Jewish communists emigrated to the United States of America and have been working for the destruction of our country ever since. And this can be bluntly seen in many open violations of our constitution and how our legal system has been rapidly deteriorating. The United States of America is the last power on this earth that still has some laws procreating freedom of speech and the press. Though these are very insecure, and many of us are suppressed and harassed, such as what is now happening in the Jaws e-groups. If the United States of America goes down, any smaller countries that are somewhat free will also go down and be under the yoke of communist control. Many of you know it is a felony crime to deny or question the Jewish Holocaust in many countries, resulting in an automatic prison sentence. Everything the Jew is and does is blamed on genitals. This creates confusion and makes for an effective diversion and distraction. The same is with Satan. Everything their Christian God is and does, they heap the blame on Satan and the powers of hell. Even though the truth is before them in the Holy Bible, and one can see that Jehovah was a murderer and a liar from the beginning. One only needs to look through the Old Testament, and also that full Nazarene ordering his followers to commit both theft and murder. Luke 19:27, Luke 6 1 to 5, Luke 19 29 to 35, and break other commandments. Matthew 10 34 36. Christians and others cannot see this, as they have been deluded under a powerful spell. Satan himself told me some time ago how horribly Gentiles have suffered under Jewish communism. I have written several articles regarding the slave labor situation in Red China. This brutality is what Jewish communism is all about. Please read through and download the following PDFs. The first one is very large, but the second PDF, the one exposing the phony Holocaust, can be downloaded and easily distributed through copy and paste. Uploading it to your website, distributing it through personal emails to people you know who may be interested, and through copying it to disk. The real concentration camps all run by Jews. Slave labor in Soviet Russia PDF. I'll direct the link in the description. The real Holocaust PDF. I'll direct the link in the description. Quote from the Jewish Talmud. Nedrax Talfiot, page 225L. Jehovah created the non-Jew in human form so that the Jew would not have to be served by beasts. The non-Jew is consequently an animal in human form and condemned to serve the Jew day and night. Unless each and every one of us fights for our freedoms, they will all be taken away. As with the first PDF on the Soviet labor, one can see the same identical thing occurring in Red China and in other parts of the world. Disposable human beings, systematically broken, worked to death, and replaced by more genitals. Even a little research bluntly reveals the Jews are and have always been behind this. And the Bible is nothing more than a blueprint for Jewish communism in its teachings and indoctrinations, both the Old and New Testaments, along with all the important purpose of working powerful spells for the Jews to profit tremendously. Satan pulls off the drapes in our minds and wakes us up to the truth, so we are aware and can see. The Christians and related ignorant masses are under a most powerful spell. The spell must be broken. Thank you for listening, and hail Satan. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below.